Hi, I'm normal. Hi, how are you? Wonderful weather we're having. There is nothing abnormal about normal type Pokemon, they say. Care to prove me wrong, they say. Well, the truth is that the normal type is not normal by definition. The definition of the word normal is stated as followed: conforming to the standard or the common type and serving to establish a standard, implying that the normal type is the most common and that it is the basic middle ground of all types. The truth is that both statements are false. Water is the most common type, and the normal type does not have average type advantages / disadvantages. In fact, it is one of the worst in this category, since it is resisted by 3 types and loses to 1. And how many does it beat? A big fat 0. Which is why it's no surprise that this type has been stuck in the limbo of mediocrity for a long time. Now, there are a few that emerge from this limbo and shine quite brightly, and the following are the 5 brightest gems, or dare I say, diamonds in the rough of the normal types. Holy manure! We are already starting out strong. Quite possibly the laziest Pokemon out there, Slacking is one scary motherfucker. Possessing some... What the hell is this? For a Pokemon that is not a legendary, to have such a massive base stat total is ridiculous. For crying out loud! Its total base stat is equal to that of the total for Groudon and Kyogre. Not even Deoxys has this high of a number. On top of that, it is very well distributed. Not perfect as shown by its underwhelming special defense, but more than enough to make your opponent piss their wee little pants off with their minuscule bladders. His physical attack is so high that even the most hardcore of weedheads will tell him to go easy. And also that he is physically stronger than the previously mentioned Groudon, Mega Gyarados, and even Rayquaza. That is some serious muscle power. And with moves like Earthquake, Play Rough, and Pursuit in his arsenal, many of his fellow Pokemon must be well prepared to deal with such devastation. His speed lets him outrun basically everyone except sweepers. In other words, the enemy will die without being able to touch him. Don't let his lazy appearance deceive you, for his inner strength will demolish you faster than a clown rushing straight at you in a rocket car while listening to Antichrist Superstar. And yeah, on the topic of lazy, Slacking's largest drawback is his awful ability Torrent, which means that he will only attack every other turn. This weakness is so bad that it single-handedly makes him unviable at high-level competitive play. Does that mean that he is useless? No. If partnered with a Pokemon with Skill Swap, he will lose the Torrent and will be able to attack every turn. Now it is truly clobbering time. Upon doing some research, I found out that a very common phobia among 21st century Homo sapiens is trypanophobia, which is the fear of medical needles. To that I say, do you fear this adorable big pink mush? If you don't, then you should, because if on your enemy's side, she will leave you limping or even dead. Blissey is the evolved form of Chansey, everyone's favorite nurse Pokemon, And since she is basically Chansey on steroids, you bet your ass that she is one of the most heartwarming Pokemon out there. This character trait is strongly emphasized in her Pokédex entry in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, which states the following: Blissey senses sadness with its furry coat of fur. If it does so, this Pokemon will rush over to the sad person, however far they may be, to share an egg of happiness that brings a smile to any face. The amount of kindness described in that entry makes this big fluffy Pokemon outright irresistibly cuttable. I just cannot imagine myself her being aggressive. And you know what? She is not meant to be aggro. Her amazing special defense combined with the best total HP and multiple healing and stat buff moves clearly indicate that she is best used as a special defense wall / healer. For optimal usage, simply activate Light Screen for an additional shield against special moves, proceed by poisoning or paralyzing the opponent, and now that they are crippled, spam the shit of Seismic Toss. After all, this move ignores her abysmal attack. To fit her character, Blissey has multiple healing moves. Soft Boil and Heal Bell are both solid recovery moves that restore half her HP and cure all status ailments respectively, but my favorite has to be Wish, because let's be real, being able to recover a weakened Gengar or Mega Metagross back to high health, allowing them to continue their onslaught, is much more effective. Never overlook a Pokemon that is a healer. After all, could you imagine being in the military without a medic? The number of casualties will skyrocket. They say never sleep on a cave alongside a hibernating grizzly bear, because they are physically stronger than humans by a country mile. There is no better proof for this than Generation 2's angry bear Ursaring. Inhabiting the extremely dangerous territories of Mount Silver, this hibernating bear that is actually not hibernating will happily show any trainer making their way to the final segment of Pokemon Gold what it is truly capable of. Bears are often revered for their substantially high raw physical strength, which is fitting for Ursaring because it has a physical attack that rivals other hard-hitting powerhouses like Scizor and Ho-Oh, meaning that one hit from him could very much equal death. The grisly execution of the opponent is possible thanks to moves like Earthquake, Hammer Arm, Stone Edge, Shadow Claw, and most importantly, Facade. I know what you uneducated viewers are thinking. Huh? Why Facade? Well, let me explain. Facade is a move that becomes stronger if the Pokemon using it is suffering from a status ailment. And if you look at both of Ursaring's abilities, they give him a stat boost if suffering from poison, burn, or paralysis. So for this bear, being poisoned is simply losing one thing and gaining two in the process. A worthy trade. I recommend giving it Guts over Quick Feet and partnering it with a Trick Room Sweeper, simply because there is no redeeming that atrocious stat total. Now with all the cards set in place, the beast of the Alaskan mountains can claw, stomp, and bite through the entire enemy line. This is what happens when deer and elk try to challenge a bear. They become nothing short than a bloody, gory mess. One last thing about me, I love grizzly bears. That might explain why I love this Pokemon. Epileptic seizures are no joke, and due to the original Pokemon anime episode Electric Soldier Porygon causing hundreds or even thousands of Japanese kids to suffer it, The episode and the entire Porygon line was subsequently banned from the anime, which is stupid because it wasn't even its fault. But that is beside the point, because Porygon Z is one killer normal Pokemon. After the not seizure inducing Pokemon is traded twice, once with Upgrade and the next with the dubious disc, this special little guy will be modeled into existence. With such digital wings, beak, and tail, this early 90s CGI bird is ready to sweep through the specially weak Pokemon with its digital attacks. Oh, and I mean literally, for its special attack is a beam of very high concentration of power. Rhydon, Cloyster, and Donphan are all running away from this thing with their tail in between their legs. Even Cloyster, simply don't question how it's possible when it doesn't even have legs. Now, are they running away just because of Porygon Z's superb special attack? No. They are well aware of this Pokemon's extremely potent ammunition. Look at it. I mean, look at this massive collection of deadly bullets. Those of a weak constitution are bound to flee. Simply download the bullets into the Porygon data and blast those suckers clean off this world. Nobody is safe from Porygon Z. Nobody. Not Rattata, not Blaziken, not Hydreigon, not even Mega Rayquaza. Actually, never mind. That thing is safe from everything. Just bring them out, Porygon Z will be there to snipe them. Well, it's the Snorlax. Well, it's the original heaviest Pokemon. Sad to say that Snorlax has really fallen from glory since its peak during the original 3 generations. However, does that stop him from being the greatest normal type Pokemon to ever exist? Hell no! This is the stupid fat fuck that I've loved since my early childhood days. Controlling an overweight teddy bear that can body slam the small fry is such a fun thing to do. I've always lived struggling with obesity, so 5-year-old me found instant relatability with Snorlax. I know that sounds kinda stupid, but it's true. It caused me to have a biased love for him. My adoration for Snorlax really took off in Pokemon Go though, where as soon as I saw him sleeping while blocking the entrance to the Diglett cave, I told myself, you are going to be in my main team. From there on, he became a major player into helping me overcome the silent killer. Now in present day, some 18 years later, he still has a lot to offer. His overall size and special power resisting bulk allow him to endure some really powerful moves and proceed to revenge kill those poor suckers hard. His most prominent tool, Curse, grants his low physical defense the much needed boost. With it, he now excels in HP, physical, and special defense, making him extremely difficult to kill. If Snorlax looks like he has lost a significant amount of HP, let him patch up with rest and watch the enemy become frustrated knowing that all that hard work went to waste. With a few more rests and the leftover Snorlax holds, the enemy will keep hitting the impenetrable wall until all their offensive options are depleted. Simply wipe them out and wait for the next one until they are all eliminated. With a few turns, almost nothing will be able to penetrate this monstrosity of a wall. Not physical attackers, not special attackers, and not even status inflictors, because rest negates poison and paralysis. In most cases, speed is seen as an important tool to sweeping the opposing team, but in the case with Snorlax, it's the exact opposite. It doesn't matter how fast you are if you can't dent the enemy armor. Speed is meaningless in a fight if you can't hurt your antagonist. Remember that next time you want to pick a fight with a grizzly bear.